For most new college students, planning their expenses is a whole new adventure, but especially when you're coming to a new country, there can be a lot of factors that you haven't thought about yet. So through this educational series, we're going to talk with you about some different things to consider as you set up your financial life at Davidson College. Let's start by talking about how you can make the most of your expenses, what financial aid typically does not cover, and tips for setting up your budget. First off, if you're receiving financial aid from Davidson College, it's important to know the scope of what that package includes. Need-based financial aid and scholarships are determined during the admission process by analyzing your family's ability to financially contribute to your education at Davidson, academic or special talent achievements. Within your award letter, you will see a breakdown of the costs that are covered by your financial aid award. These costs run on an academic year cycle of August to May and do not include breaks. Tuition is due on a semester by semester basis. It'll be after course registration, but before classes begin. Even if you're on full financial aid, make sure you look at your bill to make sure it's all been assessed correctly. If you have questions about fees or any items included in your bill, talk with Donna Basinger in Business Services. She's extraordinarily kind and will help you sort through your questions. Just don't ignore your doubts. It's always better to ask questions ahead of time. One point on your student account that you may wonder about is the tuition insurance fee. This is a small fee that you pay along with your tuition, which allows you to get a refund of your tuition payment if you're unable to complete the semester. You can waive this fee, but you would also be waiving the protection that it provides. Again, talk with Donna Basinger to learn more about this. One item that may not be included in your financial aid package, depending on your level of aid, is your meal plan. Before the start of the semester, make sure you understand what your meal plan includes so that you can take full advantage of it. Just a tip, to help stretch out the benefits of your meal plan, scope out the events calendar on Wildcat Sync. Many events include free food. It's a great way to connect with others, learn something new, while also getting some snacks or a meal out of the deal. Another way to maximize your meal plan is to get to know Lulabells. Lulabells is a resource center aimed to ensure all students have the resources they need to be successful and enjoy their Davidson experience. Lulabells offers a variety of resources, including food, interview clothing, winter clothing, academic materials, personal hygiene items, a lot of things. All current Davidson College students can use services at Lulabells. So if you're at all concerned about accessing or paying for these items, just drop by Lulabells. Next, I want to talk to you about what financial aid typically doesn't cover. But before we jump into this section, it's important to remember that financial aid is highly specified. So things that might apply to you might not apply to your friends and vice versa. So it's important for you to know the scope of your financial aid package and be really confident about what expenses you're required to pay and what you can count on the college for. Even for most students on financial aid, your award does not include flights to and from the United States. We know this is a big expense, but it is one that you'll need to budget for throughout your 4 academic years. Another big cost not factored into the estimated cost of attendance is expenses during breaks. At Davidson, residential housing closes during winter break, and only students working on campus over the summer are permitted to remain on campus during the summer. So be mindful of where you will go, how you will get there, and how you will pay for your costs associated with breaks. Breaks are a great time to take advantage of grants. Look for more information on the plethora of grants offered through Davidson College, including ISP's Alvarez, Weinstein, Travel Grant, or Meet My World, as well as grants administered through other departments like the Chaplain's Office, the Center for Career Development, Davidson Research Initiative, and Civic Engagement. Other costs that could sneak up throughout the year are costs like setting up your room, getting your bedding, toiletries, school supplies, your cell phone plan, and transportation. Some places are walkable from campus, but you may need to pay for a car ride share from time to time. Plus, if you have any medical expenses covered by the insurance plan, you do have to meet a deductible before the insurance company will cover your bills. Learn more about the health insurance plan in our other videos. Some financial aid plans do include textbooks, but if not, you have options. You can rent your textbooks from the bookstore if you have a US-based credit card. You can also utilize Lulabells academic resources. Through the Lulabelle's Wildcat Sync page, you can request assistance from some of your textbooks, access codes, and more. Textbooks can be checked out for the entire semester, so it's a nice way to cut costs within your budget. Speaking of budget, for many students, this will be the first time you're in charge of your own expenses. So regardless of whether or not you're on financial aid, we encourage you to set up a budget to know where your money is coming from and where it's going. It can be helpful to use an app like Mint or a website like Cash Course to help you plan and manage your expenses. Or just an old-fashioned spreadsheet can work too. However you manage your money, we suggest you chart your incoming, whatever money is coming into your account, versus your expenses. Expenses may be fixed, roughly the same amount each week or month, varied, changing depending on your circumstances, or periodic, things that only come up occasionally but shouldn't be forgotten about. Next, we recommend that you do your best to save for future expenses and emergencies. If you're on a tight budget, saving can be a challenge, but a little bit each month really can help you over time. Lulabelle's hosts programs related to finances and budgeting, so look out for programming announcements from them to learn more. This has been a brief introduction to planning your expenses while you're at school at Davidson. Well, if you're wondering how to increase your income, let's talk about working on campus. That'll be the topic of our next video.